If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Cynical Militia. You are listening to Professor Cynical on all available frequencies. This is not a test.
Coming to you from a studio in Glasgow, this is Professor Cynical.
Good day, you absolute legends. Now, you read the title and you know how serious this video is. Avoid the anomaly at all costs. It is not safe, ladies and gentlemen, and there are a few reasons why. Now, the very first bug that we're going to speak about, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give a very quick disclaimer. It's not as big as a deal as the second one, which we're going to talk about, but this one, you can't take damage off it, and the reason for it is that the anomaly comes with protections that doesn't allow any player to be damaged under any circumstances inside of the anomaly. So with that in mind, you probably already know what it is I'm going to say next, but if you are very worried about this, I'm going to show you a very quick thing that you can do in order to give you the ultimate peace of mind. Now, for this first bug, what happens is a player jumps on top of their Corvette. It doesn't work if you're just stood on a normal prefabricated ship. It has to be a Corvette, one that you've built and parked in one of the 4 locations at the front. You jump on top of your ship and then you're able to select your multi-tool. And obviously with a multi-tool, you have access to all of your PvE/PvP weapons. And then you're able to rain down complete fire on the anomaly. However, like I already said, this should not damage you, and the reason being is everybody gets this, even in permadeath, you have God mode inside of the anomaly, and it doesn't just have to be on top of your own ship. You can jump to another ship and you'll still have access to all of your multi-tools. However, as I'm showing you here, ladies and gentlemen, nothing will happen to you inside of the anomaly. There is nothing to worry about. And just to show you as well that my PvE and PvP settings are completely normal, you can go to network and you can see where it says allow PvP with players. That is on. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and I'm just spraying everybody just in case somebody has it that doesn't have PvE on, and then obviously they won't take damage. But as you can see, I'm just peppering the entire anomaly and nobody is getting a hit marker. There are no notifications of anybody dying. I just wanted to get this out the way and to clarify you should be safe with this. However, if you are still concerned, what can you do? Now, out with turning off multiplayer, which is always like the ultimate thing that you can do, there is one more setting that you can change. And for that, all we need to do is go into our options menu, go down to network, and then where it says allow PvP with, just turn that to no one. Especially if you like to still have multiplayer and see people's ships and interact with the community. This is just essentially an extra protection to give you that ultimate peace of mind, but regardless, with or without it, you shouldn't have any problems. Now, for the one that is more serious, and this does affect all players, especially permadeath. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how this is done or remotely what it's even about, because it is that serious and is that bad. However, what I will say is this: do not, I repeat, do not go AFK inside of the anomaly. Do not, under any circumstances, jump into anybody else's ship or get taken into anybody else's ship, either by your own means or by other means, and that's as much I'll say about it. Do not go to anybody else's ship at all for any reason, especially in permadeath. Just do not do it. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's as much detail as I'm going to go inside of that topic. Do not, under any circumstances, and I cannot stress this enough right now, go AFK or go near or inside of anybody else's ship that you do not know. Obviously, if it's your pal ship or your friend's ship and you're all playing together, that's fine. But if it's a stranger's ship, stranger danger. Do not go into somebody else's ship. Don't get taken by any means. Do not go AFK. Again, repeated. Do not go into somebody else's ship. And this is an even bigger shout to permadeath players. Don't do it. That's as much as I'm going to say. That's it. Now, with those things out the way, I just wanted to do a quick experiment to end off the video on a slightly lighter and better tone. Now, there are reports currently circulating that if you use any sort of refiner when you make a jump in a Corvette and you have items loaded in said refiners, whether they're just going ahead and refining or just any items stored in, when you make that jump and you get to the other side, all of your items disappear. So I wanted to test the validity of those claims. Now, I've seen this pop up already in a comment on one of my previous videos. I believe it was yesterday's video that I made. So I decided to put this to the test and to see what was going on. So I've got myself a normal portable refiner, a medium refiner, a large refiner, and a refiner that you can build inside of your Corvette. And as you can see, I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'm just loading them up just with anything that I have in my inventory, but I'm setting them all off to go apart from one. Now, let's jump inside of the ship and then let's just take this out, and we're just going to go into space first of all and make sure that when we're in space that all of the refiners are indeed still, refining and still have the items. Now, let's just quickly park up, I would say about here. So here we go. Let's leave the pilot seat. Again, I'm not editing any of this part out. I just want to quickly show you. So, as you can see, we have a large refiner that is still producing dihydrogen jelly. We have a medium refiner right here that does have an item in that should give me nanites, but I'm not setting that off. And then, as you can see, the other two have got all the items and they are working away. Fantastic. So, let's go ahead and let's go to the galaxy map and let's just pick a very random star. It doesn't have to be anything particular. So, here we go. So, the claim is we make this jump and then everything in our refiners should be completely gone, disappeared, and that's that. So let's have a look and see what's going on. So here we go. Let's leave the pilot seat. And okay, so things are still refining, which is really good. Now, from my testing here, I don't know if this was a bug prior to any patch updates and it has now been fixed, or it's only affecting people on certain platforms. However, for my testing here, as you can see, everything is still refining. So with the latest and greatest update of No Man's Sky, especially with patch updates, and I'm playing an experimental, this is the official vanilla branch release, everything seems to be now completely fine. And as you can see, I'm just pulsing, jumping out of my ship, but my ship is still pulsing and everything is still here whilst pulsing as well. I wanted to be very thorough with this just in case anybody had any concern, but yeah, everything is here. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, I wanted to end this video off rather than all doom and gloom and something a little bit more positive here. But yeah, the anomaly right now isn't safe in No Man's Sky, so take those bits of information that I was able to give you, especially with like the PvP stuff. Just turn off the PvP setting inside of your own network settings, and you shouldn't have any issues if you are worried about it, but you shouldn't have any issues anyway. And obviously, like I said, you all know now, don't go AFK. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
Join the Cynical Militia on Professor Cynical's Patreon. No exclusive perks needed. Just your passion for epic space adventures and bold discussions keeps the galaxy spinning. Choose your tier. Fuel the mission. Repent Jar. $1 a month. Forgiveness for your ad block sins. A pack of Monster. $5 a month. Keep the creative thrusters firing. Absolute Legends. $10 a month. That got me thinking. $50 a month. A bold, questionable financial decision that screams you're all in. Why join? Every pledge strengthens the Cynical Militia, keeping Professor Cynical's YouTube channel a thriving hub for No Man's Sky fans, craving news, updates, and unfiltered discussions. You're not just a supporter, you're part of a galactic community that dares to explore and think differently. Don't just traverse the stars, own them. Enlist now at patreon.com/ProfessorCynical1 and let's conquer the No Man's Sky universe together.